Hi guys, and welcome back to Simply Forex, the channel dedicated to you, the trader. We want you to be successful in the markets. So guys, I'm going to give you some gold every day. I'm going to let you know which currency pairs I'm looking to trade and which direction. And I'm also going to let you know which news that you must be aware of. So let's take a look at the chart and what I'm potentially going to trade today. Good morning, traders. How are you? Hope you had a nice weekend, and I hope you had a great profitable week last week, guys. Yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know how your trading's going. We would love to hear from you. Today is Monday, the 23rd of May. And as always, guys, we're going to recap Friday's trades. We're going to look at today's potential trades, and we're going to look at the important news for today as well. Okay, so let's start with a recap of Friday. We had 4 potential trades from Friday. The first one was this, guys. All right, so this was the Euro Canadian dollar. We were looking to buy, we were looking to long this market. So as you can see, guys, price was in a downtrend. Yeah, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower. But it didn't create a lower low. Okay, instead, price broke up and broke these highs here. Okay, so this tells me structure is in upward trend. Okay, and then price came back down to these lows here, guys, and it's bounced off. All right, it's bounced off of these lows, and we had this very bullish candle form. Okay, guys, so the idea was just to take price up to this blue line here, and then even this blue line here as well, guys. All right, guys, so let's see what actually happened on this pair. Let's look at the H1 on Friday. So I did get on this trade and just about survived getting not stopped out. All right, so as you can see, guys, price come back to our grey zone. We did have these candles here, guys, yeah, this green candle here, and this green candle here. These are good entry candles, but as I've explained many times before, guys, I do not trade until the Euro or London is starting to open, guys. All right, so this is too early for me. There's not enough volume in the market to carry the momentum upwards. All right, so I didn't enter on either of those green candles. Okay, maybe you did, guys, let me know. Okay, instead, I entered on this green candle. All right, so as you can see, the 2 previous candles, we had some wicks that pushed off, but then this candle told me that buyers were in control. I say I just about survived this, guys, because I had my stop literally, it was a 04, I believe. It was literally here. Okay, so I just about survived this trade. Well, as in I didn't get stopped out, and I am still in this trade for 100%. All right, I entered on the close of this candle. I haven't yet got a risk to reward of 1:1 or even hit these highs over here. Okay, so because of that, I am still in this trade. Okay, so we will see what happens today. Yeah, but let me look at the daily candle. If we look at this daily chart, guys, yeah, this large rejection wick tells me, gives me some confidence that price will continue to go upwards. Okay, so I'm still in this trade 100%, but the daily chart is telling me price still wants to move upwards. All right, guys, but let me know how you traded this pair, guys. All right, it might have been slightly different. Right, next trade is this. This is the euro against the pound, guys. If you remember this from Friday as well, we were trying to long this pair because it's in an uptrend. Okay, we've got higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, so we were expecting this wick rejection to be a higher low and for price to carry on upwards. Okay. We also had these 2 bearish candles form over the last couple of days. So this told me we could take price up to this blue line or even this blue line, guys. All right. But as you can see, yeah, the market had other ideas. But let's look at H1, guys, to see what actually happened. So by the time I woke up, guys, price came back down and tested this grey zone with this candle here. Yeah, that huge rejection wick told me that this is a good candle to enter on. Okay, so the thing I have to consider here, though, guys, is my room up to the last H1 low. Yeah, so this is the last H1, sorry, the last H1 high, not low. So this room here is to the last H1 high, which is always our first target. Okay, so if I entered on the close of this candle, put my stop below here, then the risk to reward doesn't make sense. All right, I'm not interested in this pair. Okay, so what I had to do was wait for price to retrace. Okay, so I waited for price to retrace to this level. Okay, I put my stop here. All right, and then once price got back up to the grey zone here, these last highs here, I closed 80% of my trade. All right, so yeah, I was a happy trader, but then the 20% got knocked out. Yeah, so price came back down. Okay, and knocked out my stop. But this was only 20% of the trade here, guys. So I closed 80% in profit at these highs, and then 20% was taken out. All right. I didn't re-enter this trade, guys. All right. There were a couple of candles that, you know, arguably you could have done, like this candle here, or even this candle here. Okay. Depending on where your stop is, though, you would have got stopped out, guys, yeah, with this little wick here. All right. So this was a tricky pair to trade, to be quite honest with you, on Friday. I did make some profit, but only a little bit of profit because 20% was knocked out. And if you did enter on this candle, yeah, or this candle, chances are you got stopped out as well, guys. So yeah, tricky pair on Friday. Again, please let me know how you traded this pair if you did. Okay, next pair from Friday was this. This was the Canadian dollar against the Japanese yen. And we were trading this for obvious reasons, okay? So it's clearly in a downtrend, yeah? We've got lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and this was potentially, well, this large bearish candle, and then we had this rejection wick as well, okay? And it was bouncing off of this diagonal resistance. All right, so for all of these reasons, we were just trying to take price back down to the lows or even these lows here as well. Okay, all right, so we were trying to short this market for those reasons. Let's look at H1 for execution. So we had a nice trade on this one. So price came up to our grey zone, as you can see. Yeah. Neither of these candles, none of these candles here told me that sellers were in control. This one didn't, this one didn't, this one didn't. All right, so I didn't enter on any of those candles. Maybe you did. All right, it wasn't until this candle that I entered the trade. All right, it wasn't until this candle that it told me that sellers were in control. And the idea was just to take price back down to this low here. Not this low, yeah, this here is the last H1 low, all right? And again, guys, I had to think about my risk to reward, all right? If I had entered on the close of this candle, yeah, let me get the ruler out. Actually, guys. Yeah, if I had entered on the close of this candle, put my stop above the last swing high, that would be roughly 55 pips, okay? And if I come down to these last lows here, this is around 44 pips. All right. So for those reasons, yeah, I had to wait for a slight retrace. Okay. So price came back up. I entered around the 100 level, that psychological level. So I entered here, put my stop above the last swing high, and I closed 80% at this last low here. All right. So yeah, happy, good trade. Yeah, it gave me a more than a risk to reward of 1:1, and I'm still in this trade for 20%. Okay, and judging by the daily candles, I still think this has room to the downside, but we shall see. Okay, so a good trade, guys, on the Canadian yen. Fourth trade This was the Canadian dollar against the Swiss franc. So obviously very correlated with the Canadian dollar yen. All right, but again, we were trading this short because price was in an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. But then these lows here were taken out, guys, yeah, with this large bearish candle. Okay, so the idea was just to take price back down to this blue line here. All right, the reason I chose this blue line was because of this. My head is always in the way these days. I apologize for my head. So we had this and this. Yeah, these can become areas of support which price bounces off of. So that's the reason why our blue target is here. And looking at the daily chart, guys, we zoom in a bit. There's still no reason why there's still no reason why this market shouldn't go shorter. Yeah, shouldn't go down to our blue line. All right, but let's look at H1 to see what happened. So guys, again, you've got these candles here. Yeah, sellers are in control, but it's at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just not up. There's not enough volume for me in the market. All right, so I didn't trade these. All right, I didn't actually trade this pair at all. But what you could have done, what you could have got in on, guys, was this candle. Yeah, this candle tells me sellers were in control. You could have entered on this candle, put your stop above here, and just aim to take price back down to these last lows. Okay, that would be a perfectly good, sensible trade. You will still be in the trade. Yeah, this candle here didn't take out your stop. Maybe some of you took this trade. I didn't because I was in the Canadian dollar against the yen. All right, but yeah, maybe some of you are still in this trade for 100%, waiting for price to come back down to this low. But that, guys, would have been a perfectly reasonable trade. Okay, so that's the recap of the 4 trades from Friday. Let's take a look at today's trades. Guys, if you enjoyed yesterday's recap, then please smash the like button. It really helps support the channel. And please come and join us. Subscribe to Simply Forex and then smash the notification button. That way you'll receive an alert every day, guys. Right, okay, so Monday the 23rd of May, we've got 3 potential trades for you. The first one is this. This is the Canadian dollar against Japanese yen. So we're still looking to short this, guys. There's no reason why we shouldn't be. So price is in a downtrend, yeah? Okay, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and potentially a lower high. We are bouncing off of this diagonal resistance. That was the worst line I've ever drawn. Okay, and for the last 3 days, we've had firstly a super bearish candle, and then we had 2 rejection wicks. Okay, so everything tells me we could take price back down to this low, this blue line, or even this blue line here, guys. Okay, which are these last lows over here. Okay, so we're shorting this market. Let's look at H1 for execution. So we've got a couple of options now. So my higher grey zone up here, yeah, hasn't changed. All right. You could argue this market on this time frame is in a sideways action. All right. So the first possibility for this pair is for price to retrace into this grey zone. We see a bearish candlestick pattern form, and then we take price back down to this grey zone, these last lows. We close 80% and then we leave 20% to run. Okay, so that's the first idea. The second idea is this. So let me zoom out a little bit because of my big fat head. So as I said, guys, price has come down. It's a little bit sideways. All right. So what could happen now is price breaks out of the lower grey zone. Yeah, breaks these lows here. All right, then comes back up into this grey zone, tests the grey zone, creates a candlestick pattern, and then we can take price back down to this higher time frame target here. All right, so yeah, 2 possibilities with this pair, guys, but we are shorting this market. Okay, next trade idea is this. This is the Canadian dollar against the Swiss franc. Obviously, very correlated with the Canadian dollar yen. So trade your best setup. Okay, but again, guys, we're still trying to short this. Yeah, so price was in an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. But then price broke this last low here. As you can see, price came crashing down and broke these lows with this candle here. All right. And the next candle, that does not tell me sellers are in control. Okay. Sorry, it doesn't tell me that buyers are in control. Yeah, sellers are still in control of this market. The only problem we have, guys, is how far will price retrace before it comes back down. All right. So this is why we've got a couple of grey zones. But let's look at H1 to see these zones in more detail. So what could happen, guys, is price comes back up to this grey zone, yeah, here, which corresponds with these last highs. Okay, we see a bearish candlestick pattern form. That's always our trigger to enter the trade. And then we come back down to these last H1 lows here. Okay, close 80% and then leave 20% to run down to our higher time frame target. Or, guys, price could retrace. Let's zoom out a little bit. Price could retrace up into this grey zone, okay, which corresponds with this area here of resistance. And then, but again, we want to see a bearish candlestick pattern form. That's our trigger to enter. We enter the trade, close at our last H1 low, which could be here. We don't know. It hasn't formed yet. All right. But that's always our first target. Close 80% and then leave 20% to run down to our higher time frame target. Okay, guys. So yeah, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, short this market. Third and final trade idea is this. This is the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. All right. So reasons for shorting this are as follows. So price, sorry guys, remember to have a reason to enter a trade. Yes, several reasons in fact. All right. Try and get as much confluence as you can in order to enter a trade. Okay. So we was in an uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And it didn't really create a higher high. Okay, so this tells me price could potentially be breaking down. Sure enough, it did. Yeah, it broke this low here. Okay, so then we had lower lows. All right, then price came back up, created a lower high. All right, and then it's been coming down ever since. And it broke this last low here. Okay, so structurally, price is in a downtrend. And as you can see, it's come down. We've had a large retrace upwards, okay, to a very interesting area. So let me get rid of these pink lines. Looks like the drawings of a mad person. But yeah, this low here is always significant. This happens time and time again, guys, yeah? So price will break this low. It will break this low, as it has broken this low, and then it will come back and retest the low, all right, which it has done. And then hopefully it will come back there, okay? And at that zone, if I zoom in, you can barely see it with the grey zone, but we have had, yeah, probably not as bearish as I would like, a little bit aggressive, but we have had a huge rejection wick at that last low over here. Okay, so the idea is just to take price lower. Firstly down to this blue line, and then even these last lows here. Okay, guys, but let's look at H1 for execution. So we've only got the one grey zone, guys, and on this time frame, you can see the H1. Yeah, it was in an uptrend. Okay, and then price has broken all of these. Yeah, these lows here, it's broken these lows. Okay, so the H1 is in a downtrend. This gives me another reason to enter the trade, all right? But what we want to see is price come down, then retrace up into this grey zone somewhere. Okay, we want to see a bearish candlestick pattern form. We'll then take price back down to the last H1 low. That could be here. but it has to give us a risk to reward of 1:1. Otherwise, we have to carry on past that target. Okay, but close this trade at 1:1 for 80%, or even this blue target here because it's so near, and then leave 20% to run down to our higher time frame target. Okay, guys, so yeah, looking to short the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. So they're the 3 trade ideas for today. Let's take a look at the news now. Guys, if you're enjoying this daily morning analysis and want to receive it every single morning, Monday to Friday, then please subscribe to the channel and smash that notification button. That way you won't miss a single daily analysis. Right, guys, the news for Monday, the 23rd of May is as follows. It's quite a light news day, guys. All right, so first of all, Canada's on holiday, Victoria Day. Okay, so hope you enjoy your day off, guys. The first piece of interesting news that we're interested in, and this is 9 o'clock London GMT times. Okay, we've got 3-star rating coming out of the euro, and it's the German business climate. Okay, so this could potentially move any euro pair that you might be in. If we carry on down, the only other piece of news that we're interested in today, guys, is at 5:15 coming out of the UK, and the Bank of England governor is speaking. So Bailey is speaking, and he can obviously move the pound. Okay, guys, so yeah, you must be aware of those 2 pieces of news. Guys, I hope you have a great trading day. If you've enjoyed the vid, then please subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you tomorrow. See you later, guys.